Back in 2015, The Witcher 3 was a benchmark for any PC because it offers great visuals that can stress any hardware. And now CD Projekt Red released a free next-gen update, which takes advantage of newer hardware and provides plenty of visual enhancements, such as ray tracing with 4 forms, RT Global Illumination, shadows, reflections, and ambient occlusion, and many other features. So today, and as usual, we will take a look at each graphical setting and figure out the combination to get the best performance and visuals. So without any further ado, let's get going. Now before starting, I want to address some issues that this update will bring with it. First, for some reason this update makes the game heavy on the CPU, like here, and you'll notice sometimes low GPU usage because of this. This happens a lot with DX12, where at this scene we can see that it performs 25% worse than DX11 because of the low GPU utilization. Also, the game has a weird stuttering problems, as you can see here if you take a look at the frame time graph. But let's kick off with ray tracing. RT Global Illumination, or RTGI, in this game is transformative. It replaced the original GI, which looks dated by today's standard. And we can see more realistic lighting with RTGI as light bounce around and transform the look of the game. But enabling RTGI comes with a huge performance impact, around 68% from off to on the RTX 3060 Ti. The other RT options in the game don't have that huge performance impact. For example, RT Reflections, going from off to on, hit the performance by around 11%. Same thing with RT Shadows, which like RTGI can also transform the look of Foliage in particular, and costs around 5%. Similar story with RT Ambient Occlusion. Here we can see a low cost of 5%. Now because RTGI is demanding and it's necessary to enable other RT options, I don't recommend using ray tracing in this game. Yes, it looks great, but you will need a very powerful PC, and even with that, I don't think you'll get a smooth experience. In anti-aliasing, we have 3 regular options with the addition of DLSS and FSR2. Now comparing the best options of FXAA and TAAU, we can see as expected that TAAU cleaned the image with around 5% hit to performance. And if we compare TAAU, FSR and DLSS in quality mode, we can see at this scene that DLSS have less shimmering and looks better compared to TAAU and FSR. Screen space ambient occlusion helps ground objects in the scene and can cost around 2 to 3%, so keep it on. Screen space reflection have 2 options, low and high, and I can't really see any difference between them, and going from low to high costs nothing, so I recommend high here. Now moving on to depth of field, you'll see this effect a lot during conversations and cutscenes, and using it costs around 5%. Light shafts add a lot to the game presentation, and thankfully using this setting doesn't cost anything, so I recommend keeping this one on. Nvidia Hairworks is a feature that enhanced fur and hair rendering using an advanced version of tessellation, and it was quite popular back in the day, not only for its quality but also for killing performance. Here going from off to Geralt, which as the name suggests, apply Hairworks only on Geralt model, can cost around 9%, and to on, which apply hairwork on any characters and animals, like roach hair, can cost around 13%, and it can go up to 22% like here. But keep in mind that this cost depends on your GPU. If you have an old GTX GPU, it might cost more to use. And also it can kill your performance when there are many characters and animals on screen. That's why I recommend keeping this one off. Number of background characters determines how many NPCs can be seen at the same time, and it's especially noticeable in big cities like Novigrad here. Performance-wise, going from low to medium costs nothing, to high around 3%, ultra around 7%, and to ultra plus around 7.5%. Here I think high looks fine and it's the best option. Shadow quality as usual adjusts the resolution and quality of shadows in the game. Performance-wise, going from low to medium, drop FPS by 1%, to high 4%, ultra 7%, and to ultra plus around 10%. Here in my opinion, high is the best balance between good performance and visuals. The terrain quality setting is not working correctly because I couldn't see any difference between low and ultra plus as you can see here. Even the performance is similar between the two options. So here set this one to ultra. Next we have water quality. This one controls water simulation effects like waves. You can see here at medium and low there are no waves, unlike high, ultra and ultra plus. Performance wise I couldn't measure any difference between all options, but I recommend using high to stay on the safe side during intense scenes. Now we arrive at one of the most demanding settings in the game, Foliage Visibility Range. It determines how far grass and trees are drawn in the distance, like here. When it comes to performance, going from low to medium costs 5%, to high 10%, ultra and ultra plus 16%. Here avoid low because it doesn't look good and use medium or high. Grass density is another demanding setting. This one adjusts the density of ground foliage, like here. And it's demanding when using higher options because going from low to medium costs 6%, to high 12%, ultra 19%, and to ultra plus 25%. Here medium or high are the best options. Use ultra only if you have enough performance to spare. Now VRAM wise the game is reasonable as we can see here with texture quality at 1440p. Even at Ultra Plus the game consumed around 5.8 GB. But when using RT like here you can see the usage go up close to 8 GB. And as I always say, this one depends on your GPU VRAM and settings. But with 8 GB GPU you should be fine at 1440p or even higher without RT. And the last setting we have is detail quality, which is similar to terrain quality, doesn't change anything. It should control the quality of details like blood and how far they are rendered, but I couldn't see any difference between low and ultra plus. So keep this one on high as it might affect your performance during intense battles. So based on what we've seen so far, these are my recommended settings. Now let's do a quick performance comparison between Ultra Plus preset and optimized settings. As you can see, using the recommended settings will grant you around 50% boost to performance with minimal impact to the visuals. Now this next gen update for The Witcher 3 comes as a surprise and a disappointment in my opinion. On one hand, it brings with it a lot of enhancement, not only visually but also to the gameplay and quality of life. But on the other hand, the technical issues ruins the surprise. From the bad DX12 implementation and CPU performance, to the heavy RT, which I hope they offer a lot of options for it instead of on and off, and finally those annoying stuttering problems. When tweaking settings, Nvidia Hairworks, Grass and Foliage represent the most demanding settings in the game and the source to get more performance. And we arrive at the end. Thank you so much for watching and for your time. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, and if not, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for any future videos, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.